The King is back. Our Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that LeBron could return in the next week. He's missed 18 games with that high ankle sprain. The Lakers have just dropped their last two to Luka and the Mavs, and they're now 5th in the West. Stephen A., does he need to come back ASAP, as I'm saying they're 5th in the West?
Yeah, there's a level of urgency that's kicking in as far as I'm concerned. And the reason why I say that, it's not just because they've lost 3 straight and 4 of their last 5. I know that he's traveling with the team. He's been on the bench. He's been encouraging guys and all of this other stuff. But you need him because here's the reality of the situation. We could talk about Anthony Davis being healthy and LeBron James needing to be healthy. That's true. But there's such a thing as chemistry and cohesiveness, guys being on the same place, just knowing what each other's going to do instinctually. And I don't think that that's the case right now. And I think that the longer LeBron James is out, the more it's going to affect his team. I think that even if you come back, again, I'm not encouraging him to come back if he's still injured. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not going that extreme. But I'm saying in terms of waiting until you're absolutely, positively, 100%, well, damn it, it might need to be when you at 95 because time is running out because the Western Conference is pretty damn tough. And the fact that they've been playing together, Utah, even though Donovan Mitchell's out right now, Utah's been playing together. Phoenix has been playing together. The Clippers have been playing together. They know how to manage Kawhi Leonard's time and, you know, his games played and games where he's absent from playing, et cetera, et cetera. I think when you look around the Western Conference, the level of cohesiveness and chemistry that other teams are building as the regular season wanes and the playoffs approach, I think is going to be a pivotal thing. And with LeBron, considering how ball dominant he is in running their offense from a point forward position and the way he's able to bring things together for the team, he's going to have to work off some of his rust. Anthony Davis obviously is going to have to do the same, and they're going to have to get on the same page. Those are 3 components that you have to get together before the playoffs begin. And based on what I'm seeing in the rest of the West, I don't think that time is necessarily on the Lakers side, and they can afford to just, take a laissez-faire attitude towards it. I think that there's a level of urgency that needs to be attached to it.
Not if it means bringing LeBron back at less than 100%. Look what happened to James Harden with the Nets. Hamstring issue. Seems like it's okay. When it seems like it's okay and the stakes are this high, you wait more. And now is it okay? It's okay if you always err on the side of caution when it comes to stuff like this. They have to. This is like the real definition of a dilemma. I've brought this up on this show before, Stephen A. People misuse the word dilemma. They take it as a hard choice. A dilemma means a choice between 2 bad options. You got to choose one. So I agree with you. If he rests, it's not a great option. But the other option is worse. You're going to have to play chess sometimes and sacrifice some pieces. You got to do it. You got to sacrifice some pieces if you're trying to win. And the pieces that they're going to have to sacrifice right now is some games in the standings. You know, maybe if you're on the second half of that bracket, on the wrong side of that bracket, it's possible that things work out, that you're going to have to play the Clippers, the Suns, and the Jazz in these playoffs to get out of the West. Ooh, that's a whole lot. But right now, you're 5. You know who's 4? The Nuggets. And without Jamal Murray, Nuggets can't beat you. Nuggets can't beat the Lakers without, by the way, with Jamal Murray, I wouldn't say, I still take the Lakers at full strength, but you got to bite your nails on that one. But no Jamal Murray, they're going to be fine. Nuggets are good, but they're not that good without Jamal Murray. And so the most important thing, Stephen A., is not to wind up in a James Harden situation. Oh, we maybe brought him back. We tried a little too much, a little too soon. Most important thing is you saw how careful they were with AD. And I like what I've seen from AD so far. The rust is there, you're right, and he's been out a long time, right? But he looks athletic to me when he's on the floor. That's the most important thing because he has enough runway to get the other stuff back. But you're right. It would be ideal if the guy who's running your offense, LeBron James, had more time getting ready for the playoffs to ramp up and get in sync. Stephen A., he just may not. I would make that sacrifice. I would sacrifice that piece in this chess game. I would make that tough choice for a bad option to avoid a worse situation, which is LeBron comes back a little too soon, and he's never quite right. They won't get out of the West if that happens.
Well, I can't argue with that in terms of doing everything you can, taking every safety precaution necessary for LeBron James. What I would tell you, however, is let me highlight the other side. Anthony Davis last night scored 17 points against Dallas in their last game. He was on 26% shooting from the field. 0% from three-point range, 0 for 6. He played 28 minutes. Now, obviously, we know he's rusty because we know that doesn't happen to Anthony Davis when he's healthy and he's in the groove. But the fact that LeBron is not on the court puts more emphasis on Anthony Davis needing to be on the court. And when that happens, you never know what kind of trouble that could cause. And so these are all the kind of things that I think that we need to think about here. They got Ben McLemore back in the, we didn't hear from him for a couple of years, but he's back in the, he's back in the NBA, and, he dropped 20 for the Lakers last night and all of that stuff. And Andre Drummond is averaging 11 and 10, and we get that, and we see some of the other pieces. But again, considering the level of competition in the Western Conference, the later you come back, the more rusty you will appear. And I don't know if the Lakers can afford that in this year's Western Conference.
Not as part of the debate, but it's funny. You bring up McLemore or you look at Nick Batum. Isn't it amazing, Stephen A., how some of these dudes just don't seem motivated on losing teams or bad situations?
Blake
as soon
Griffin
as
too.
they get to L.A. and they got a chance to win, it's like, oh, where'd that dude been? Welcome back. Welcome back, Nick Batum.
I told you Blake Griffin wasn't motivated in Detroit. He's clearly motivated now. Made some good plays yesterday for Brooklyn. Obviously had a dunk, moving without the basketball, rebounding, hitting a three here or there as well. Blake Griffin is reminding us that the brother can still play. We didn't see much of that in Detroit, but I told you why that was. He wasn't interested in being there. He's interested in being in Brooklyn. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.